Hi, I'm Benji Tabone Grek, Managing Director for E&V Sarah Grek. Welcome to vlog number 4. We missed the vlog last week because I was in Rome at the market centre of England Volkers with a group of team leaders and agents. We went there for a best practice workshop. So back in the office this week, and the topic I wanted to talk about is, are you thinking of selling? Okay, and here are my tips. So if you are thinking of selling, is it a good time in the market? And at the moment we can say yes, it is. But there is a lot for sale. There's a lot for sale. So what is going to make you better prepared as a seller as opposed to somebody else? So let's kick it off. So first, the preparation of your property. Is it a house, converted, unconverted? Are you living in it? What is the current state? So if it is your home and you're living in it, best thing I can say is do a proper spring clean. Get all those socks out the drawer, clear out the house, get it as clean as possible, and perhaps spruce it up as much as you can. Okay, so that's the first part in terms of the visual aspect of your home. Make sure it's clean and prepared. Secondly, your documents. Make sure you have your deed of acquisition. Make sure you have a copy of the permits of the property, of the plans. If you have things like the land registry plan, today energy performance certificate. Okay, so these are all the points that you need to be, the documents you need to be collecting when you're thinking of selling. So you've got all the documents, you've prepped your house. Next step is evaluation. Now, let me be a little bit controversial here. You need to get various opinions. Okay, so the first thing I'm sure most of you have done is looked online, compared your house to other properties in similar locations and similar types to get an idea of where you stand in terms of value. I would get the opinion of an experienced agent. Now, I emphasize on the experience, and perhaps an architect as well. An architect is going to give you an idea of the rebuild cost. An agent is going to give you the best idea for the current market value. How agents value properties I spoke about in one of my last videos. So there are the different methods I spoke about. So question them, think about it, okay? And the price that you place your property on the market is the most important. Okay, so we've got these few points. Now, engaging an agent. What is the difference between working with 10 different agencies and one agent on an exclusive basis? The main point, I suppose, for you as a vendor is the one point of contact, the surety that the data and the information that is being put out in the market is correct, and it's once. Yeah, it's being done once, and you have less chance of the prices being different, the internal, external square meters being different. And some agents present these differently, which make it quite hard for the buyer to understand about how big the footprint of the house is, etc., etc. So my recommendation is question your agents, okay, that you meet, and choose one. Yeah, go with an exclusivity period, because this gives the agent the right motives to work on your house, and it's also presenting your property on the market in a unique way, and also gives it that more exclusivity. Yeah, people do not want to buy things that are everywhere. Okay, they want to buy something that's special, something that they feel they bought because they were at an advantage. So that is an interesting point. The next point that you should be looking at, and this is now working hand in hand with your agents, is the marketing plan for your property. Okay, ourselves, for example, as an agency, once we have all the documents signed, before it goes out in the market, we always offer the property on an exclusive basis to our current client list. Our current client list get first choice of the newest listings on the market. Now, generally in those first 2 weeks, we do the most amount of viewings. Okay, now this is without the property being on the market, or let's say online and being promoted, and we are using our contact list. Normally, at this stage, this is when we get the best feedback, okay, and we get offers in the bag. So if after these viewings the response hasn't been positive, we haven't received an offer or concluded a sale, the property is then published, okay, on the market and gone live. Now at this point, what do we do? So we ensure we have professional photographs, a virtual reality tour, we've prepared a specific marketing plan in terms of print adverts, Google ads, okay, our website, the private residence magazine that we offer. So we're going into much more detail on what we are going to invest into your property to achieve a sale. Now, timing. If after the first 3 months you still have not received an offer, okay, the question is the marketing plan and the price. Okay, generally in a market where there's lots for sale and good properties are being sold very fast, it all boils down to price, which brings us back to the valuation. Okay, so if you've chosen to go with a price that is a bit higher than the valuation, is it justified enough to achieve the sale? And if you haven't achieved that sale within the first 3 months, you've got to be looking at what is the right price. Okay, so now let's say to the technical side, okay, which comes with a bit of experience in understanding the process of a promise of sale. Once you have agreed on a price and you have committed to selling your property to a potential buyer, you've agreed on the price, you've agreed on the conditions, and you go in front of the notary to sign the promise of sale, what do you need to know? As a vendor, you have no costs with the notary. Taxes are applicable if the property is not your residence and you have lived in the house for less than 3 years. So, if you've lived in your residence for longer than 3 years, you don't pay any tax. If it is your second home or not your residence, there are various tax rates that are applicable. Okay, currently there's an 8% tax rate. If you've bought pre-2004, there's a 10% tax rate. And then there is another tax rate which is not so common and to do with inheritance and so on that we don't really need to get into. But ask about the taxes to the notary that's going to be handling the promise of sale. Now, when it comes to conditions, what are typical conditions? Because we hear sometimes that quite a lot of owners want a convenient subject to nothing. So as a vendor, you are guaranteeing good title. Okay, you are ensuring that there are no expenses left on the property. If you're living in it, it is according to permit and built to regulation and current standards. If it is unconverted and so on, you may be signing subject to a permit coming out. Now, whenever there is a condition, bank loan, permit, clearing the house out, ensuring that the apertures have been installed, you should always stipulate a time frame. That is the most important thing. So if you're signing subject to bank loan, this is a very normal condition, okay? Be reasonable, so we don't have to sign any extensions and so on, but okay, make sure you stipulate a time frame. So typically a time frame for a bank loan is 8 weeks for a sanction letter to be approved by the bank. Okay, so if you sign a convenue subject to bank loan with no time frame, it means that the buyer can pull out at any time. Okay, it means that he can go to the bank, get a rejection letter the last day, okay, and the convenue falls through, your deposit comes back. We don't want this. We want to ensure that we know where we stand to conclude the sale as soon as possible. So, time frame for permits, time frame for bank loan, time frame for any changes. This is always important to stipulate in your promise of sale. Okay. Now, with these points, the added value of working with an agent is, of course, the experience of forming the promise of sale and the collection and feedback of documents throughout the entire process of the promise of sale. Now, is it normal? What is the normal time frame from a promise of sale today? I would say it's 3 to 6 months. Today, more on the 6 month side. If you are signing subject to permit, you've sold your terraced house, a developer's come in and he's going to build a block of apartments. Okay, you're looking at 9 months to 1 year. Standard process, no issues. Okay, so those are my tips. If you are thinking of selling, give us a call. We'd love to help out. And have a good day. Thank you very much.